All right, so let's get this started. Okay, once again, I would just like to welcome everyone to this Love Your Liver presentation. Um, Let me start from the current slide. So for those of you, some of you already know me because you have worked with me. Some of you have met me personally. I am a certified nutrition and wellness coach. I am going to ask everyone to go on mute because I'm getting some feedback, and then it will be a more pleasant experience for everyone. Thank you, ladies. All right, so I'm a nutrition and wellness coach and a consultant, nutrition advisor, and educator. I'm also a holistic health practitioner, a public health with a master's in public health nutrition. And for the last 15 years, for those of you who have worked with me, I have worked in the area of detox and helping individuals to rebuild their health, specializing especially in the area of gut health, digestive health, and also lifestyle diseases correction. So why do I do what I do? It was back in, um, I started really this journey in 2016. Came from an environment, I was a health, sorry, I always get nervous at these things. I don't know why. I know everybody in the room. Um, I, al- I started as a hairstylist. I spent 20 years in the hair industry. While I was in the salon, I used to have many clients come to me, and I would have people come through my door because they heard I was the hair doctor. I was into restoration and helping people to recover hair that was either damaged or they lost because of disease, bad handling, whatever. And I worked with clients. All, if not most of my clients had long, healthy hair. And that's how I built my practice because of restoration and also hair treatments. I believed that the foundation of a good head of hair was a healthy head of hair. I didn't understand much about nutrition until I started trichology. Trichology for me was the doorway to where I am now because it made me realize that if I didn't include nutrition in helping those very same clients, there was no way that I would be able to help them get the results that they wanted. And I started to dive into nutrition. That's when the door really began to open up for me, leading me to where we are now. A lot has happened over the years. Public health nutrition actually made me see health and wellness in a larger framework, because populations, if we look closely at what's going on, it is our diets and lifestyle that is causing and wreaking the havoc that we see today. And the one thing that I'm very passionate about is helping people get better. I don't believe people have any right to die of diseases. You don't have to suffer when there's no need for you to suffer. But we need to do what we need to do in order to improve our health. And I wanted to do this particular workshop, this Love Your Liver, because the liver is one of the most important organs of the entire human body. Yes, we need our hearts. Absolutely. If the heart stop beating, that's it. If the kidneys stop working, that's it. The liver, however, is the only organ of the body that is able to rejuvenate itself. If you lose part of your liver, it will actually grow again. So this is why I'm doing this today. It was roughly in 2016. By 2016, I had lost three very good friends. I'd lost a cousin and two very good friends to cancer. And I had decided at that point in time, no more. I had had enough. I was sick and fed up with people dying, and I wanted to make a difference in this world. And I genuinely believe that this is where, because I am a uh, believing Christian, a Bible believing Christian, I believe that this was the direction that the Lord was taking me in, because we've always heard that there's a saying, cleanliness is next to godliness. Well, there's a scripture that says that we ought to present our bodies as a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto God, which is our reasonable service. And I always took that bit, which is our reasonable service, to mean that it is within our remit. It is something that we can do. It is not out of the ordinary, and it is expected of us, and we should be doing it. So let's start with the love your liver, and we're going to get to this portion here, the benefits of supporting the liver. Now, the liver, as you said, we tend to think of the liver as removing toxins from the body, and we think, okay, that's the general function of the liver. But the liver is so much more than just removing toxins. It's responsible for glowing skin, easy digestion, peaceful sleep, mental clarity, and I'm going to talk a little bit more on that, blood sugar balance, immune boost, natural weight management, and natural toxin reduction. And I say natural because that's a function of the liver. So again, what does the liver do? The liver cleanses the blood, it removes the toxins from the bloodstream, produces bile, which is important for digestion. And any of you who have ever had your gallbladder removed, you know how difficult it is afterwards to digest certain foods. Processes nutrients from foods, and also builds protein. So why is the liver important to detox? Increase liver function. That's one of the things, especially these days that we live in. 50 years ago, the foods that our grandparents ate, or even our parents when they were a lot younger, they were simpler foods. We didn't have as much pesticides and these fertilizers with all sorts of chemicals being put into our food supply and also the soil, and the foods were a lot simpler. I mean, when I grew up, the only time we ate fast food, it was on special occasions. And I'm sure it may be similar for some of you. For some people, they ate no fast food. You ate whatever was prepared at home, and that was the meal of the day, as my grandmother would say, and everybody here more or less are West Indian. You either eat it or you lie down by it. There were no options really for foods. Natural daily detoxification. That's what the liver does. Everything we put into our bodies, everything gets filtered through the liver, um, through detoxification. So it's very important that your liver functions properly. It helps to eliminate toxic buildup, and we need to cleanse and detox our livers at least 4 times a year. And I'm going to put this question out to everyone. When was the last time you did a liver detox? Right? Think about it, write it down, and we are going to discuss it. So, helping to support the liver. Supporting the liver helps in releasing stubborn weight, having more energy, all day, every day. Wouldn't that be fantastic, especially if you have a very busy lifestyle? Kicking cravings to the curb, boosting mental clarity and productivity, having clear skin, improving digestion, increasing immunity, and balancing hormones. Um, some of us here are all women of a certain age, meaning that we may be over 40. And we know how how difficult it can be to navigate through menopause. And taking care of our livers is one way of managing menopause. For our younger audience, it also helps with PMS and other menstrual conditions. So dealing with the liver is imperative in managing hormones. So if you were to think of symptoms of a toxic liver, and I want you to write down the ones that pertain to you: fatigue, depression, headaches, digestive distress, hormonal imbalances, brain fog, skin issues like acne, weight gain, disrupted sleep, frequent colds, brittle nails, bloating, gas, and low libido. So think of all of these symptoms and where are you in this? Is it one? Is it two? Is it more than two? Make a list of the ones that affect you, and it may point you straight back to your liver. So, a toxic liver leads to disease. You're talking about things like allergies and asthma, blood sugar imbalances, obesity, fertility problems, cancer, autoimmune disorders. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing for a minute. Right, I'm going to stop sharing for a minute. So let us come off of mute for 1 minute. Tell me, has anybody recognized anything that pertains to them?
I didn't see that clearly because there was this window in front of it and I couldn't move it.
Um, a window was in front of it.
I, di-
Is that?
I, di- I didn't I didn't see the list
Oh,
clearly.
you haven't seen the list. Okay.
Clearly.
All right. So let me
So
pull.
I miss.
Let me go back to the list again. All right.
Fatigue, depression, headache, digestive system, digestive problem. You go on far, girl.
Yes, that's it. So we have fatigue, depression, headaches, digestive distress, hormonal imbalances, brain fog, skin issues, weight gain, disrupted sleep, frequent colds, brittle nails, bloating, gas, low libido. Okay, so look at the list. For those of you, did everybody get their I know I had a couple of people who said they struggled to get their uh,
Home.
workbook. Yes. Did you get it?
No, I don't know where to find it.
All right.
I just
Okay.
I had enough.
I'm going to I'll send you the link, Victoria. I'll talk to you afterwards.
Mhm.
So, but there are some other signs of liver stress. So, for instance, your skin changes color. And one of the things that is we are very familiar with liver stress is jaundice. That's right. By the time we see jaundice, it usually means that
This is bad.
yeah, things are things are really going south, as they say. So that is something we need to look out for. But there are other things that you can pay attention to long before the jaundice sets in. So you have pains and body aches, and you just can't seem to explain daily smiling, pains and body aches. Sometimes you get up in the morning and you're feeling stiff, you're in pain. Um, you haven't exercised, which would be a good kind of stiffness or pain, but you're feeling the pains and body aches. Then you have fatigue. How many of us struggle with fatigue? You know,
Yeah,
from the,
A lot,
yeah,
yes.
a
yeah,
Mhm.
you had a very good night's sleep, or what you thought was a very good night's sleep, and when you get up in the morning, you're just as
Yeah,
tired as you were before
tired.
you went to bed the night before. Yeah. Darker urine. How many of us how many of us pay attention to the color of our urine? Do we look back?
I do. Yeah, I
I
do.
Yeah.
do. Mhm.
Yes,
Yes,
so
we
do I.
do. I do hear.
Because I think it's very important to pay attention, look at the color of your urine. Um, Darker urine could give us an indication that we may have some liver issues. Mood swings.
What?
Anybody for mood swings?
Mood swing?
Yes.
I I would ask my daughter that. I wouldn't, because I would think that I'm okay, but I would ask her, "Do I have mood swings, Alyssa?"
Yeah, it's always good to get the take from another family member because
Yes.
oftentimes we don't really pay attention to ourselves. But
Yeah.
the thing with the liver, mood swings also includes flying off the handle easily. Do we get upset, irritated, or agitated daily still smiling? We get upset, irritated, or agitated very easily. Um, do we let things bother us? Or do we become impatient? Because the other thing that I want to mention, the liver is also a very, I call it a very emotional
Emotional.
organ.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very emotional organ. And there is science to back that up. Traditional Chinese medicine takes into account that every organ covers or is in charge or controls certain emotions in our body. So the heart controls things like joy, happiness. The heart controls um, happiness, uh, those type of emotions. The liver, interestingly, controls emotions such as anger, resentment, frustration, irritability, bitterness, and flying off the handle.
Hmm.
I'm not sure who's saying but okay.
Eh,
Yeah.
I am saying, hmm.
Yes, because we think this is why in the treatment of cancer, it is very, very important to make sure that we take care of the liver because cancer of itself is some of the roots of cancer is
Thrives off of
bitterness.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
bitterness, anger, resentment, inability to forgive yourself, finding it difficult to forgive others. These are some of the things that cancer is rooted in. And
Yeah.
that's why cancer is such a difficult disease to manage and deal with and get rid of. That's why, because it stems from the emotions. It stems from um, not dealing with things that are present in your life and in fact burying it. So for instance, with the liver, that is something you need to pay attention to. Long time hurts. Are you still holding on to them? Have you forgiven, but you're finding it difficult to forget? Now, you're not going to forget in the sense that the memory leaves you. But when you think about whatever has happened, does it provoke the same emotion as it did the very first day it happened? And this is something, again, that we need to work on and deal with, in, especially when we're dealing with the liver. Okay, so let's get back.
I'm not seeing weight loss.
Yeah, weight loss is definitely there. And why weight loss is a very important factor with the liver. Have you ever heard of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease?
Mhm.
Yes?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
My sister died of it.
Yes. Yep. And it is something, it is a contributor to weight gain and how the body metabolizes sugar. So on the list here, a toxic liver leads to diseases, again, such as allergies, asthma, blood sugar
That what?
imbalances. Um,
I have 34 allergies.
excuse? Well, then you absolutely, we definitely need to
Yeah,
talk
I said
after
yes. I have
the
34.
program. We'll talk
Yeah.
after the workshop. All right. If everybody could put themselves back on mute, and I'll continue. All right. So we have obesity, we have fibromyalgia, which is a it's a non-suspect or non-specific um, pain. It's an inflammatory condition that causes pain throughout the body. When fibromyalgia was first discovered or first named, it was thought to be a psychological illness because there was really nothing that was causing the pain. They couldn't find anything, only to realize it is it's an anti-inflammatory, it's a highly inflammatory condition that causes the pain. And if you have a lot of inflammation building in the body, it will lead to some of these things that we are talking about here on the list. In fact, all of these conditions are based and stems from inflammation. So you are exposed to these toxins. What are these toxins? Sugar is one of the number one toxins on the list. Almost everything we eat has sugar in there, and it is very difficult to avoid. Um, all processed foods have sugar. You have caffeine, which we get in coffees, um, and of course, teas. We have the soft drinks like Coca-Cola. If you are still drinking soft drinks, things like Coca-Cola and so forth, my advice to you is that you stop them, because not only are you damaging your kidneys, your liver, you're damaging your kidneys, and also you're causing problems with your bones. The coloring, food colorings found that we get in various types of foods, mercury in some instances, in some of the fish that we eat, we can find mercury. We have pesticides, and the list is endless. You have BPA, which is found in the plastic in the water bottles that we buy commercially. Those use once water bottles and throw them away. It is best to get a glass water bottle. I have one right here. This is my water bottle. I fill 2 to 3 times a day and I consume. It's made of glass. Have that as a reusable water bottle so that you can wash it and clean it and fill with filtered water. You have BPA, which that BPA actually causes hormonal imbalances in the body. We have arsenic, which is found in some of the rice that we eat, especially the imported rice that we eat, aspartame, which is an artificial sweetener, and the list is endless. Eating of GMO foods. If we like to eat corn, 95% of all the corn that we eat is GMO. If we tend to buy a lot of soy products, almost all soy that we buy, especially from the United States and China, is GMO, meaning genetically modified organisms. So be careful where you buy soy from or even corn. Most of it is used for to make oils for cooking and also for various types of energy, including feeds for farm animals. So again, the meat that we eat, they are going to have, excuse me, these organisms in them um, that will affect our bodies when we consume in large amounts. Environmental toxins. Yes, we can't get away from the environmental toxins. You have air, water, pesticides, herbicides, steroids. Home products, meaning all the cleaning products that we have in our homes, these products contain chemicals that can affect our liver. Um, if you look at the back of your cleaning products, most of them say poisonous if ingested. Do not induce vomiting. Call the respected agencies for
Poison
advice.
Control Center.
Poison Control Center, exactly, in order to get advice on how to deal with them. There's a reason for that. In fact, some of them tell you, do not even let it touch your skin. And yet we have these products in our homes and we use them every single day, or for our various cleaning routines. This includes all antibacterial products, and we know that antibacterials are being encouraged more and more for use these days because of the whole virus situation. But I want to encourage you, look into making your own. If you would like to have recipes on how to make your own, you can email me at the end of the presentation. I'll put up my email address so that you're able to contact me when you need to. So beauty products are another thing as well. They contain chemicals that can be hazardous to our health and also cause cellular damage in the long run. For those of you who follow me on my Facebook page, you hear me talking about essential oils. And I'll talk a little bit about that towards the end, so you'll get a bit of a feel of what the essential oils can offer, because they do offer a lot. All right, so you heard me mention sugar just now. Sugar, which is one of the biggest liver toxins. Sugar reacts like cocaine in the brain. It really does. There is a doctor, he's both a medical doctor and a functional medicine doctor called Dr. Mark Hyman. He gave a talk the other day on sugar. And one of the things that he said, if you're finding it difficult to give up sugar, it's not because you lack willpower, it's because it really is a toxin. And this not only affects our brains, it also affects our livers. So that's important for you to think of and remember the next time you look to put 2 teaspoons of sugar in your tea, in your cup of tea, or have those sugary drinks more than water. Sugar leads to digestive issues. It can cause or lead to acid reflux, blood sugar imbalances, and even diabetes. And also, I would like to mention it can lead to something called metabolic disease, which is a combination of not only obesity, it involves heart disease as well as kidney disease, and the body is actually mimicking type 2 diabetes. So sugar really is our enemy. Added sugar is fine. Added sugar is the one you want to avoid. If the food naturally has sugar in it, so for instance, fruits or vegetables, peas and beans, they all have a certain its own sugar. Those foods are fine. because those foods, they tend to contain something called polysaccharides, and these polysaccharides actually help to improve gut health. However, what we are seeing there in the picture, the frosting, the donuts, the cookies, and all of these store-bought beverages like these prepared juices, no matter how much they tell you 100% natural fruit juice, if you look at the back of the bottle, you are going to realize it is not 100% natural fruit juice. They're lying. So that's something you just need to be mindful of. And if you are suspecting that you already have liver issues, sugar is the number one thing that you want to get out of your diet. So we need to eat foods that actually support our livers. So foods such as garlic. Garlic is a natural antibiotic. You have carrots, beets, grapefruit, green tea, leafy green vegetables, avocados. They supply good fats to the liver. Apples. It is quite true that an apple a day keeps the doctor away because of the pectin. Imagine all those years ago, we used to hear an apple a day keeps the doctor away, only to realize that the skin of the apple, the pectin in the apple actually helps to improve gut health and build up the good bacteria in our intestines. Extra virgin olive oil, it is liver protected. Lemons, lemons, lemons. And you're going to get a recipe here. I'll let you guys write it down when it comes up. Lemons actually help to stimulate the detoxification process of the liver. Limes also does the same thing. Turmeric, and you have cabbage, especially when it's fermented in foods such as kimchi and sauerkraut. Um, Sauerkraut, it is fairly easy to make. It's a bit of a process, but if you can buy it bottled, fine. If you live in a country where you can actually get it in a whole food store, better yet. Have it every single day. But most of you are in Trinidad, so guess what? There's one food that you should not frown or turn your nose up on, and that is our beloved Karaili. We don't like the taste of it because it's bitter, but Karaili is actually very, very helpful to the liver because it's bitter, right? It's known as bitter melon here in the UK, and it's very popular in Chinese cuisine. And you should put Karaili on your plate, or bitter melon on your plate, as often as you can put your hands on it. So clean food prep. What can we do to help keep our food prep clean? Use stainless steel containers. That's the number one thing. Use stainless steel containers. I remember, for any of you who work with me in Trinidad, you came to see me under the capacity of live blood analysis. And that's one of the things that I was able to see in the cells. You can always tell when there were heavy metals present because it did show up in the cells. And most of those heavy metals came not only from the water we drank, but the pots that we cooked in. So look at your cookware, stainless steel cooking pots or glass drinking containers. Reduce and eliminate all plastic, as I showed you with my bottle of water. Um, get rid of your plastic plates and storage containers. A lot of these storage containers. Now, I don't know if it probably doesn't happen as much here in the UK as it does in Trinidad or the Caribbean, but we tend to use all those butter containers as food storage containers. Also, these containers, when we take them out of the fridge, we take them and stick them in the microwave. Please do not microwave your plastic containers. Do not warm your food in plastic. Well, we are seeing less and less of styrofoam, but do not microwave in plastic containers. If you have good BPA-free plastic containers, you can use that. So for instance, we can use Tupperware when you could get your hands on Tupperware. That was one of my favorite containers to have, your prized Tupperware. That's where the whole thing with the containers, the butter containers came from, because if anybody came to your house, you were not giving them your Tupperware. They would get their food to go in a butter container or a cheap plastic container. Because you know, if you gave your butter, your Tupperware to anybody, you were not getting it back. So do not microwave in plastic containers. Store food in non-plastic containers and bags where possible. So yes, there are food storage bags that now you can get on the market, silicone storage bags. So have a look around and make sure that if you're buying plastic, it is BPA free. Um, it's very good that you use that to protect your liver, but also to protect your hormones. And if you are under 40 or childbearing age, it is absolutely important that you strip your kitchen of all those things because they are hazardous to your health. So these are the dirty dozens. Now, why are these called the dirty dozens? Most of the times, when we get these things from farm to market to table, they're often sprayed and fertilized beyond what you could ever imagine. If you grow these things at home, so for instance, we don't really grow apples in the Caribbean, but if you were to grow some of these things at home using organic methods, then they fall out of the category of dirty dozen. But it's because of the amount of pesticides and also fertilizers, chemically laced fertilizers that are put in these plants to prevent insects from eating them. Um, that is why they're listed as the dirty dozen. But if you find someone who's actually growing them without all these pesticides and so forth and using more organic methods, then by all means, consume as much as you can, because as we saw in a few slides before, they are liver protective. So lessen the load at home. As I said, switch to natural household products. You will not believe how easy it is to make your own cleaning products. Do you know if you were to use baking soda to scrub your kitchen sink, it will actually do a fantastic job as Sif minus all the chemicals to clean your kitchen sink, to clean your face basins at home, scrub your bathroom, baking soda, um, vinegar, the combination of the two of them, fantastic. They work very well as cleaning products. If you have um, essential oils, you can put a few drops of either lemon or orange in there. If not, you can actually keep the skins of your oranges or Portugals or citrus, limes, whatever, and you can put it to soak in the vinegar and water mixture with your baking soda in order to get the fresh scent that you want. Vinegar is a very good alternative to bleach because it is an excellent descaler, and it also helps with killing off bacteria. So that's one thing you can do. Always read the labels and check the ingredients. That is one thing I recommend to my clients. Read your labels. Um, Even if it has a minute amount in it, even if it says on the packaging that it is organic, read your labels. Some countries, even though it says organic, it just means that a large percentage of what they do may be organic, but because they're allowed to use certain chemicals that fall below um, general or normal use, they are able to get away with it. So be careful. When something says organic, be careful. Another thing I will tell you to do, if you were to buy um, salad leaves or lettuce leaves or whatever in those bags, and it says pre-washed, please wash your salad leaves, please wash your vegetables, even if it says pre-washed. Why? Because they would dip them in chemicals before they put them in that bag to prevent um, any type of decay too fast or too quickly before expiry date. So please wash everything, and I will include your rice. Remember that your liver has to process all the toxins you come in contact with in your body day in and day out. So you may think that the that list is very short, but trust me, it is not as short as you think it is. Um, every day we come in contact with toxins. Our bodies, our skin, it's the largest excretory organ of the body. And one of the things with that I have learned with essential oils, because that's the other thing, I'm a wellness advocate for doTERRA. It's the one of the largest essential oil companies with grade A oils. One of the things that I have learned is that applying an essential oil topically is absorbed by the body within 20 minutes. Within minutes of you putting it on, it's absorbed into the body. And that goes for anything we put onto our skins, our moisturizers, our facial moisturizers, our body creams. Look to see what's in your body cream. Also, your shampoos, your conditioners. Um, all of these things will affect our livers in the long run. Hydrating with water is absolutely very important. So yes, if you love your tea and your coffee, you need to balance that with water, because tea and coffee, caffeine on the whole, tends to leach the body of moisture. So you need to make sure that you're taking in enough water. Okay, so a chat, somebody just open. Okay, all right, Asta, no problem. Um, so hydrate and lubricates the body. This is what water does. It moves vital nutrients through the body. That is why you need to have your water daily. Removes waste and eliminates toxins. It regulates body temperature, eases digestion, and promotes healthy poop. That's something we don't talk often enough about. We need to make sure that we are having at least one bowel movement a day, and it must be a good bowel movement. If it is tiny or broken apart, it could indicate that your diet is just not containing enough fiber. If it tends to be very greasy, it means that you're not digesting fats, your fats properly, and it's difficult to flush. You're not digesting your fats properly. So you need to pay attention even to your bowel movements, and also helps to maintain a healthy weight. Liver health helps to maintain a healthy weight. Also, drinking water. So this is the lemon water elixir. Now, when do you drink this lemon water elixir? This can be taken first thing in the morning. Actually, you can use it up to 3 times a day. So you have 1 cup of room temperature water, the juice from 1 lemon, 1 tablespoon of Bragg's raw apple cider vinegar, 1 teaspoon of raw honey, or a couple drops of stevia. Now, most of the honeys that we get on the shelf tends to be mixed. They tend to mix it with sugar to make it to stretch it, because we know how expensive honey can be. But if you know someone who actually has a hive or is able to give you raw honey, then that is what you're going to be using. If not, use a couple drops of stevia, which is a natural sweetener. It comes from a plant and it does not spike your blood sugar levels. A dash of sea salt. Um, if you can find Celtic sea salt or Himalayan sea salt, you just need a dash, and a dash of cinnamon. Cinnamon is very good for helping to control blood sugar levels. It what does this do? It helps to stimulate digestion, releases toxins from the liver, jumpstarts your digestive enzyme, and it is loaded with vitamin C, of course, from the lemon. So I hope you all captured that. And if not, I'll just put it back up again in a little bit. So what is a safe liver cleanse? A safe and effective detox protocol should include a gradual approach that reduces inflammation and lessens the toxic load in the body using real whole food. It does not involve having lots of processed foods. You're eating real food. It involves enough foods and protein to support the body's detoxification and elimination process without deprivation. So we see a lot of diets on the market that it takes a lot of foods out and say, well, you can't have this and you can't have that. But really, you want to look for good quality foods. A lot of the meats we eat, again, contains hormones and antibiotics. If you cannot get or find organic or afford organic foods, then look for good quality plant proteins. And usually that's found in your peas, beans, and you can also use fermented soy as well. Fermented soy is really the better soy to use because it is actually protective, and in some cases protective for breast health. Reduce the amount of sugar and caffeine addictions. That is what a good cleanse will do, because it will encourage you to stay away from caffeine, and also encourage you to have more natural forms of sugar in the form of fruits and vegetables. It crowds out the foods that wreak havoc on our system while nourishing the body. I'll never forget the first time I did a detox. This was my in the early years, this was in 2016 when I had started my training as a holistic health practitioner. I did the detox. It was a 40-day detox. It was a total body detox. And at the end of the detox, I remember it was about 2 days after I had completed the detox. And I had a little bit of Ben and Jerry's ice cream in my freezer. It was just about a tablespoon. I kid you not. Ben and Jerry's was my thing. I loved Ben and Jerry's. And I remember I decided to eat it because I didn't want to waste it. Because even back then in 2016, Ben and Jerry's was not cheap. So I decided to eat my Ben and Jerry's ice cream. For 2 days after that, my stomach was in knots. I was in pain. It was uncomfortable. And that's when I realized that I was lactose intolerant. And I should not have eaten the ice cream to start with. So at the beginning, closer to the beginning, the first few slides that I presented, um, if you are um, if you have food allergies, after you do a detox or after you detox your liver, you're much better able to identify which foods you're really allergic to. Sometimes the liver is so toxic that you start to react to everything, and that's when you know you need to pay attention to whatever is going on with you. So to go back to this slide, This is another tool as well that is very useful in detoxing, to help to detox your liver. Actually, this is very good for getting or helping to get rid of candida in the body and also for the liver. Because if you wake up in the morning with a coated tongue, and your tongue tends to look very white in the morning, that is an indication, one, that your liver is stressed, and two, you also have candida in your body, and you need to look at the amount of sugar you're taking in, and you need to look at your gut health. So what does tongue scraping do? It helps to remove bacteria that can lead to poor digestion and liver stagnation. It involves enough foods and proteins to support the body's detoxification and elimination process without deprivation. That is we're talking about the detox now. And of course, it helps to reduce sugar and caffeine addictions. Most of the sugar and caffeine addictions we have, it's not because we have a sweet tooth, but it's because of imbalances that we are experiencing in our system. So I'm going to stop sharing for a bit, and I'm going to allow you all to come off of mute, and I'm going to take some questions. Anybody who has questions? Yeah, so let me.
Marcia, I do.
Okay, Maxine, go ahead.
Yes, yes. The last slide that you removed very quickly, will I be able to see that again?
Yes,
I saw, right, I saw a website. That's not the
yes.
question though.
Okay.
The farmer's market.
Mhm.
I live in a state and in a city and in a place where the farmer's market is very present.
Yes.
My question is, and I buy my vegetables from the farmer's market
Yes.
as opposed to the supermarket.
Yes.
Are those pesticides?
Um, do the farmers say organic?
Yes.
Do you ask them if it's 100% organic, or what do
Okay.
they use?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, have a
Okay.
conversation with them. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the beauty about the farmers market,
Mm-hmm.
because when you go there, you get to interact with
Up with the
the
farmers.
farmer
Yes.
himself
Yes.
or herself, and
Mm-hmm.
they will answer your questions and they
Mm-hmm.
will tell you. And that is why I love going to the market. Yeah, that is why
Mm-hmm.
I love going to the market. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Maxine.
Herbal teas, because that's what I drink. That's what I have here. For
Yes.
example, I have chamomile with some lemon in it and a cinnamon stick.
Yes.
Yeah, herbal tea, which I drink frequently, is not a substitute for drinking a level of water I need to drink for the day. Because herbal tea is really water with the tea in it. Either I grate the ginger or I squeeze the lemon. Does it substitute for water?
It does. It does substitute because it's not. It
Okay.
has no caffeine in there.
Okay.
And
Okay.
caffeine, that actually leaches the body of
Mm-hmm.
you lose water when you have a lot of caffeine. So for instance, sugar is another one that does the same thing. After you have a sweet drink, or even let's go back to ice cream. After we have ice cream, don't you feel to drink a glass of water?
Everybody wants water.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it actually causes you to lose water when you drink sugar or have sugar, caffeine, because of the osmosis of the cells. That's a little bit of biology. It draws water out of the cells. That's why a lot of caffeine, people who drink a lot of coffee, who smoke, they actually age faster than someone who does not.
Mm-hmm. I have
And
2 more questions, but I'm aware that there are others who have questions. So yeah.
okay, we'll take Jenilyn. We'll give everybody else a chance, and then I'll come
Sure.
back to you, Matt.
That's why I pull back.
Jenilyn.
That's why I pull back. Yes.
Yes, you have kind of confirmed something that Dale had been telling me. As an older woman, I always need to use a bathroom. So
Yes.
whenever I was heading out, I would drink some Coke. because I found that I didn't need to use the bathroom so frequently. And Dale was trying to convince me that what was happening, that I was dehydrating.
Yes.
And I think you have just confirmed that. So then that leaves me in a pickle. When I'm going out, what do I do?
Okay, so then what you need to do is start strengthening your bladder. And strengthening by doing pelvic floor exercises. Have you ever heard of Kegel
Yeah, the Kegels,
exercises?
yes. Yeah.
You need to start doing your Kegel again.
What is Kegel?
Kegel exercises. When
I
you
can go look
sit,
it up if you give me the word.
Kegel, K,
K-E-G-E-L.
yes, K, it's A-E, right? K-A-E,
E.
E,
K-E-G-E-L.
K-E-G-E-L, yeah, Kegel.
Tell it again. K-E.
G, G as in golf, E as in echo, L as in Lima, right? Look at
K-E-G.
L.
E-L.
Yes.
K-E-G-E-L. Kegel.
Yes. Yeah. Hi, Shara.
Exercise.
Hello.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi. Oh
Hi,
my God,
Sha-
I'm so sorry for being so late. I had a real emergency that I did not cater for. I
Okay,
am
dear.
so
Don't worry. I'll be sending the recording to everyone because it is being recorded.
okay. Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you so
Welcome.
very
We're gonna
much.
get it. Okay.
Anybody else
Like,
has a question?
well, I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
I have a problem a little while, like years now, where I feel my throat feel very, very dry, and not my throat, my mouth, and bitter, real bitter. But I use a lot of herbal teas.
Mm-hmm.
I use about 4 different types of teas for the day, 5, and so I don't know if that is causing it. I'm doing it too strong or something like that. That's causing it, but that's been happening to me.
All
Bitter
right.
mouth.
That is in connection to everything else that you have going on lately. So at the end of the workshop, I'm going to talk to you about that.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions? Maxine? Dale, you have a question?
Yes, I do. I am scheduled for gallbladder removal in a couple weeks. And I'm wondering if, no, what I noticed is that a lot of people, it's only when I started talking about what I was experiencing that I realized a lot of my contemporaries have had their gallbladders removed or need to have them removed. And as I pointed out to my mom, when they were growing up, their parents used to give them castor oil and orange juice, which was a liver cleanse and detox.
Yes.
But we didn't have
Every
that.
vacation, every holidays.
Yeah,
We
didn't have that. So is it that, because remember, I came to you a few years ago with my liver being congested.
Yes.
So is it that congestion could have eventually led to my having all of these gallstones that now warrants my needing to remove the gallbladder?
Yeah. And funny enough, menopause also plays a part in it. So women over 50, women who start going into menopause, it is also one of the factors that we tend to develop gallstones or have bile issues and so forth. Are the gallstones very large?
There are very many.
There are very many.
Yeah, because the surgeon, he told me when I first went to see him, he says, not everybody who has gallstones needs to have surgery to remove it.
Yes.
So he said, let's do an ultrasound first and see what's going on, and then we will decide what to do after that.
Mm-hmm.
But when they did the ultrasound and they saw how many gallstones I have and where they were positioned, that's when he got concerned. So he was saying that I could leave it, but I run the risk of one of those stones becoming dislodged and ending up in the duct or in the pancreas, which would be a whole host of other problems.
Okay.
So that's why he suggested, that surgery might be my best option at this point.
When are you when is this surgery? 2 weeks?
Yeah, 14th of July.
Okay. All right. You're willing to try something natural?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, and then you'll give me feedback.
Okay.
All right. Okay. It is non-invasive and we give it a try. And if it doesn't work, well, then you could proceed. But I would love for you to tell me what happens at the end of it.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right. Who's next? Who else has a question? Maxine?
Weight gain.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
Weight gain.
Huh?
Weight
Victoria?
gain.
I'll
Weight
talk to you.
gain.
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
talk to
okay.
you
All
after.
together.
Yes, I'll
Good. All
talk to you
together.
after because everything
Good,
you're telling me
good.
seems to be connected. So I'll talk to you after.
So
Maxine.
can I, yes.
So let me
these
just move.
Okay.
what you mentioned on the essential oils, could you repeat? Because I wasn't sure if the essential oils, just speak again about the essential oils, because I have used essential oils in the past, but it seems like I have misunderstood how to use them. Could you
Okay.
repeat?
Essential oils, as long as you're using good quality essential oils, they must be 100% graded. They must be high quality essential oils. They can actually penetrate the skin within 20 minutes of
Okay,
application.
that's it. Okay.
And when you use them as aromatherapy for say for instance trying to manage emotional issues or upsets or anything like that, within minutes they break the blood-brain barrier.
So different oils do different things.
Different
Some
oils do
energize,
different
some
things.
relax, some,
That's
yes?
right.
Mhm.
That's right.
Mm.
So for instance, peppermint oil is a very
It's an
good
energizer.
energizer.
Sure. Mhm.
Lemon is a detoxifier. It actually works almost like an astringent. That's why the lemon and water, first thing in the morning, Dale, lemon and water, that recipe that I put up there just now, the elixir, I'm going to put it up again. And if you didn't write it down, in fact, if you have a phone, just snap it and it's yours kind of thing. But start using it first thing in the morning as you get up. 8 ounces of water, squeeze half a lemon in there. What it does, it triggers the detoxification process in the body. Yeah, that's what it
Sure.
does. It triggers detoxification. It also helps to get your bowels moving.
Well, I'm so glad you gave a recipe, because I use either the lemon water or the apple cider vinegar. Either one, I interchange them, just that alone in the morning. I
Yes,
didn't know it was a combination of things. So
a
I'm happy for that.
combination of.
Yeah. So
A
when you put it back
combination
up, I'll
of.
make sure I snap it again.
Let me put it back up now. You have another question. I know you have another question.
Yes, the whole question about probiotic and prebiotic,
Ah,
and what are those all about, and explain.
okay.
Mhm.
Now, probiotics deals with lower gut health. Probiotics, actually, you have different strains. So, for instance, you have strains like lactobacillus. You have about a hundred and something plus probiotics, and they're discovering more and more every single day. Probiotics in the lower gut, they actually help. That's where 70 to 80% of our immune system is stored. And I am going to do a workshop on probiotics as well. And of course, I'll let everyone know. As long as you're on my email list, I will let everyone know when the workshop is going to be. So 70 to 80% of our immune system lives in our gut. And it is because of these microbiomes, they're called. And probiotics help to feed them. Now, there are some foods that we eat that work from up top, and that's what we call the prebiotics. So, for instance, you heard me mention polysaccharides. There are some foods that are rich in polysaccharides. Those polysaccharides are found in fibrous foods. So foods such as peas and beans, root vegetables, any food that is high fiber, you tend to find polysaccharides, and those polysaccharides, they feed gut health. That is why if we want to have good gut health, we have to take all those processed foods out of our diets and include whole foods. That's where the whole thing about whole foods or whole food diets, that's where all these things come about. And we need them for good gut health. Now, if you can eat some of these foods raw, fine, but not everybody could eat raw vegetables. Some people, their digestive systems don't cope very well with it. So the advice is to make sure that you cook it lightly, you steam it, so that you break down some of the cellulose in the food and make it easier for your digestive system.
So broccoli, kale, spinach, all those things you're talking about, are they?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. Some very good prebiotic foods. Maxine, you will benefit from this. Also, Laura, artichoke, garlic. The rest of my Trinidadian sisters, garlic, onion, things like leek.
Cooked or raw, garlic and onions, cooked or raw, or both?
Or both. If you can tolerate
Good.
it raw,
Sure,
no problem.
sure.
Some people could eat garlic raw. It's a gag reflex for me. Yes, that same reaction that you just said. Can't eat garlic raw. I can't
Cook a lot
grate it
with it.
very
Cook
finely.
a lot with it, yes.
Yeah, and of course I cook a lot with it as well. No food is good without garlic.
Garlic.
I have a question asking about lactose intolerance, and this is coming from one of our guests. Ina. Okay, all right. Did you have mayonnaise in there, Laura? Yes or no?
No,
No? Did you
no.
have any types of oils in that meal that you had?
It had something in it, but I don't know what it was. It also had like a vinegar dressing, but I didn't use the vinegar dressing because I don't like it.
Okay. Now, this is for you, Dale. Laura, if you don't mind me sharing, Laura a few weeks ago had her gallbladder removed. The removal of your gallbladder actually changes how your digestive system works. It is going to be more difficult for you to digest your fats. That's why I'm asking if there's a gallbladder flush. If you're willing to try it, let's try it and see how many of those gallstones you get out. If you can avoid surgery, fantastic. But if you don't get enough of them out and surgery is inevitable, you're going to have to support your digestive system for the rest of your life with a digestive enzyme that helps to break down the fats in your food, because it does change how your body digests over time. Okay? And that's something you have to remember every time with gallbladder surgery. So I have been working with Laura, and after her surgery, one of the things that I did is make sure that she got onto a digestive enzyme, because it would make digestion for her a lot more comfortable than not taking it. So she ate, and whatever it is she ate is causing her to have stomach discomfort. And we had a discussion yesterday where she told me she was out of enzymes. So that could be part of the reason why she's having the stomach discomfort now, because she doesn't have the enzymes. In a case like this, organic or Bragg's apple cider vinegar, that would actually help with digestion. So you now, Dale, even while you're waiting to do what it is you have to do, use the Bragg's apple cider vinegar before each meal. So put about 2 to 3 teaspoons of Bragg's apple cider vinegar in half a glass of water and drink it before each meal. Yeah, but I will email you and I'll talk to you about the plan. Yes,
Okay,
Jenny Lynn.
But doesn't the Bragg's edge your teeth after a while?
Um, it can, but if that is happening, then you weaken it, or it could be that you're using too much of it
Too
and
much. Okay.
much in the
Yeah.
water. So start off with a little bit, a teaspoon or two in a half glass or 6 ounces of water. That's what you do.
Okay, just one more question.
Of
Now,
course.
I grew up on a diet of Andrew's liver salts.
Ah,
Does that have any effect at all?
it can disrupt your Andrew's liver salts. It is magnesium actually. That's what it is, because Andrew's liver salts also helps to adjust your bowel movement. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it does have magnesium in there. It has magnesium citrate in there. And magnesium is also very good for the liver. But you have to look at what else is in Andrew's liver salts.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's
Okay.
something you need to be mindful of.
Okay.
Any advice for eating out at a restaurant to celebrate something?
Oh yeah. Have fun. Make sure you get lots of if look at the varieties of vegetables and so forth that you are having. Most of all, have fun. That's my advice, because I follow the 80-20 rule. 80% of the times we do everything that we have to do, but I mean, golly, we are going to have
Little treat,
celebrations
little
one day
treat. Mhm.
again. We will be able to go out and eat one day again. You know, yes, Dale, it's coming. Trust me, I went through it. It's coming. It will happen again. So yeah, as long as whatever you're eating, you make sure it's something you enjoy. Don't deny yourself, Maxine. Right? You know what you can tolerate. You know what you can have. Don't deny yourself. Yeah. So, ladies, does anybody have any questions? Shara, don't feel too bad. I will send the link to you, and we can always have a discussion after. Sharon, do you want to add anything before we go? Ask a question.
Hello, Miss Howard. Hi, good afternoon.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, good, thanks. What happened? Actually, Sharon is my mother, but that's okay. My name is Tanisha. That's all right. Just one question. I came by you when you were in Trinidad years ago.
Yes.
I have a major issue with bloating, gas, which is definitely connected to your liver. Bloating, gas. As I was told, I had acid flux, but I think it's something called SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial growth.
Yes.
So you mentioned apple cider vinegar, which I've been trying for the past 1 week actually. So it was so coincidental that I got your email, because I'm like, wow. It's my liver. It's most likely my liver as well.
Yes.
I just want to know, well, besides that lemon water combination and apple cider vinegar, which I'm using as well, any other remedies for severe
Actually,
bloating?
yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to take you back to that slide that so currently I have a liver detox program. It's called the Love Your Liver 7-day starter program. It is an in-depth program to get you started. However, the beauty of the program is this. If you want to have it or do it longer, I can adjust the program for you so that you have it for a longer period of time. So for instance, what you are talking about, Tanisha, I would definitely suggest that you did the program for a period of 21 to 30 days And then afterwards, we start rebuilding your gut. Because apple cider vinegar alone is not going to do it. You're going to need a protocol in order to get the entire thing complete. So for those of you in Trinidad, if you can purchase it off the website for the next 48 hours, it is 50% off. So that means you're getting it at £25, 50 pence, which is roughly about $250 TT. If you can purchase it off the website, go ahead and get it. It is there. If not, I can arrange for you to put the money into the an account in Trinidad, and you're able to get it that way. If you want to work with me in order for me to help you adjust the program longer so that you get a greater benefit out of it, let me know. You have my email address. And if you do not have my email address, did I give you all my email address? Do you all have my email address? Yes or no?
Yes, we do,
No.
because
All
that's how I
right,
got
good.
the
Could you,
invite.
I don't, could you repeat it?
Yes, it's called the Moderation Coach.
Mm-hmm.
The Moderation Coach, one word,
Yes.
at gmail.com.
Wonderful.
That's why you sent us the thing on.
Yes,
So right there we can get you.
yes. That's my email address. But Tanisha, you would benefit from that program. Dale, you would also benefit from that program. And I can adjust the program so that for 14 days, we work on your liver and also put you on some products that will help to detox the gallbladder and get that sludge and those stones moving out. Because if you can avoid surgery, that will be a game changer for you. With the information that you got here today, that's a game changer for you.
Okay.
It's a game changer. Yeah. So you all have the information. The discount is for the next 48 hours. If you are interested, thank you very much. If you are interested in getting the program and you are in Trinidad, let me know. I can arrange it on that end. If you can purchase it off the website, by all means, grab it. You have 48 hours to do so, or it goes back up to £49. When you see how in-depth the program is, it really is, it's worth every cent, really. It is worth every cent. Okay, so if you need my help, please let me know. And I just want to thank every single one of you for joining. Thank you for your ear, your time, and I hope that what you learned here today was beneficial and you can use the information in one way or the other to bring your health back to where it ought to be.
Thank you, Marcia. The offer
Thank you
is good
so
for
much.
Trinidadians outside of Trinidad.
Of course it is. It's for Trinidadians. Trinidadians outside of Trinidad, no problem.
I shall be in touch with you.
Marcia.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
Marcia.
Yes.
Question here. The liver detox. Is it recommended for everyone? I mean,
everyone.
whether you, okay.
Everyone. I would not recommend it for children under 16 years of age.
Right.
Why? Obvious reasons. If you have a child on young bodies, they tend to rebound very quickly. So if you were to change a child's diet early enough, then some of these issues that we see appearing in adulthood, we can deal with it. Or they don't have to deal with it. So my suggestion is, this is for adults. I support individuals 18 years and over. This is doable, ladies, can be done. And believe it or not, small changes we make every single day eventually leads to big results. It doesn't have to be overwhelming, but we definitely need to start somewhere.
You have any bitter, nasty tasting stuff in there?
Absolutely not, girl. Real food. Real food. Real food, Laura. You're getting to hear my real Trinidadian accent. Real food we are getting to eat. Yeah?
The
All
one
right,
thing I
ladies.
was glad to learn was about my sugar addiction because we went to a nutritionist because my OB, she was a little concerned about my A1C. So she sent me to a nutritionist who said, you need to cut your sugars down and your oils down, and this is what you should eat. And blah, blah, blah. So I went on it, started to feel better, but had this intense sugar craving. And I still can't understand, well, up to just now, I couldn't understand why. And you explained it for me today. It's the liver.
Yeah, it is. So once you get that liver sorted, that could also help with your A1Cs as well.
Great.
Yeah. So you notice how everything is starting to link together. The pieces of the puzzle are starting to all fit one into the next, and everything begins to make sense as to what's happening internally. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. I think this went even better than I thought it would. Yeah. Although I always try to deliver a very good workshop. I really do. Um, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop recording now.